All right, here we are again after the Super Bowl, post-Super Bowl show. It is February 11th, 2025. We got the full crew here today. We got Zee Man. Zee Man, how you doing?
Hiya, Joe Cap. I'm doing good because my bets cashed on the Super Bowl.
You're the man.
Chiefs did not get a three-peat. Do you know, Joe Cap, who the
You
only
are the
team in
man.
NFL history that three-peated in the NFL history?
I got the answer because they were
All right,
talking
give
about
it to them. Let everybody know.
It was the Packers, your team, I know.
Thank you.
It was the championship game right before Super Bowl one, which was 67 or 68?
Yep, 68. Yep, you got it.
Then 69. No. 69 was the Jets.
Yep.
So it must have been 66 or 67, 68, 60, and then whatever. The Jets actually won in 68.
All we need to know, Joe, is the Chiefs didn't.
Exactly. The Chiefs didn't do it. Jake, how you doing?
I'm doing well, guys. Things have been going real well up here in Providence.
Yeah, you guys are getting snowed in, but you guys been making it through the snow. I know Saturday you guys were heading up to Vermont, I think, right?
Yeah, we have been.
Shit, crazy.
Yeah, they got a little bit of snow up there.
Little bit. And we're going to talk a little NBA with Jake. We're going to go over some of these other trades other than the Luka and Davis trade. And then we will go into some college hoops. But, guys, I want to start off. I'm going to do another little rant, my Super Bowl rant number 2. Again, the Super Bowl game sucked with a capital suck. And why? It just always seems to do it. And this particular year, I said to myself, well, this might be a good game. Philly's a good team. Chiefs are the Chiefs. I'm like, you know what? This might be a good game. And, of course, the game shit the bed. It was one of the worst Super Bowls of all time, if not the worst Super Bowl of all time, all the way around, from the halftime show to the commercials. It just sucked, and I didn't even watch the whole second half. I was just telling Z-Man, Jake, I did not watch the whole second half. We had a great party at Rich Pacelli's house up in Lake Norman. A couple of Oswego boys came down. Yep.
Yeah.
We had a nice time. We were jamming. Me, Scott, Lair, and Carl. We had the guitars out by the fireplace in the back porch at Rich's house. Rich's house is awesome. And it was 75 degrees and sunny. It was. I took the top down, drove up with the top down from my house. It was awesome. But anyway, I'm just going to say it one more time that the Super Bowl sucked and I didn't win a dime. But, man, how'd you do this in the Super Bowl?
I did well, Joe. And you know what? On the year, we finished 63, 55, and 1.
Oh,
that's
man.
Like 65%. For the Super Bowl, we gave out 7 plays to our listeners and went 5-2.
Got to listen to the Z-Man if you want to win money.
We killed it with the Eagles. We lost with the total. We went under. We had the coin flip. We lost with Dallas Goddard. Yeah, right? Heads or tails, 50-50. We lost with Dallas Goddard, over 50 yards receiving. But then we hit with Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. Patrick Mahomes over 2.5 touchdowns.
Yep.
And here's the key stat. We also hit with Kareem Hunt under 11.5 carries.
How many carries did he have? Like 3? I don't even know.
He had 3.
Yeah, see, I just guessed.
No, he had 3.
Wow.
The Chiefs, the smart people all week talked about this. The Eagles clearly had a better line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and their secondary was clearly better than the Chief wide receivers. The tackles for the Chiefs could not handle the Eagles' pass rush.
No way.
The Eagles were literally standing up, guys, a la Lawrence.
6 sacks. 6 sacks.
It was like the old days, Joe.
And
like
hurries. Every other play was a hurry. Or a pressure, whatever you want, whatever they call it. I mean, let's face it, the Chiefs got their ass kicked. That's all. I mean, not that they would get their ass kicked again, or let's say the best out of the. But that's football, man. It's one and done. Football, NFL, college, won. Well, now, still you got to win and keep and go on.
So,
But,
Joe, NFL is a situational game.
Yep.
The Eagles won the line of scrimmage. What also not a lot of people are talking about, the Eagles won third down.
Yep.
Normally, when the Chiefs are going good, they're in like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and Mahomes finds a way to get that first down. Not on Sunday. The Eagles won third down. They pressured him almost half of the time he dropped back to pass.
And
That's
zero blitzes. Zero. Fangio did not blitz
it was all
once.
It was all straight rushes.
That's crazy.
Zero. Yep, exactly.
That's crazy.
But you know what,
they
too?
did.
I don't think Mahomes maybe it's me, but I don't think Mahomes played all that well.
No, he played horrible, and for him, and that's the other thing too is he's not Superman.
Right.
It's so funny too because they were bringing up the GOAT. Is he the GOAT or this and that? So a lot of people are bringing up and they're saying Joe Montana, four wins, 4 Super Bowls, 4 wins, and then you're like, wow, yeah, you're right, 4 wins, 4 Super Bowls. I don't know which ones he won MVP, but whatever. And so now he's 3-2, so he does come down into the mortal. A little bit more of a mortal human than he was a superhuman, and but once it's one bad game, so he'll be back.
I have a question for both you and Jay. All
Let's hear
right,
it.
provided you both easily watched the game, at least for half of it.
I watched 1/3 of it, but go ahead.
Jake, how much did you watch?
Yeah, just about half of the game.
All right.
Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
cool. So here's my question to both of you guys. So wherever you were, whoever you were watching with, how about the officiating again? At the beginning of the game,
Yeah.
like that's dudes, they got to figure this out.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
Yeah, I didn't see much of the game to really to kind of delve into it, but I did see one bad call.
Just at the beginning of the game,
at the beginning of the game, right? Which was refresh my memory, Zee Man.
The pass interference.
Was it the pass interference? It was offense. Was it? No, it was.
Yeah, it was offensive pass. Yep.
I kind of didn't think that was a bad call. He pushed him right into pushed his hand right in his face mask.
Yeah, but they were hand fighting the whole way down. And here, Joe.
But that's a 50-50.
Neither one of those guys broke stride. They continued to go for the ball.
Yeah.
They didn't stop. They weren't impeded. Nothing happened. It's got to be all or nothing. It is or it's not.
That's the thing about the NFL, though. There is no it's with the pass interference. There is no, black and white answer or black and white call that's pass interference. This is definitely pass. That's not definitely. It's very gray. It's like, well, you could call it. To me, it was a 50-50 call. You could call it or not call it.
They don't call it.
Yeah, well,
They
there you
don't
go.
call it.
That's the argument then. Don't call it.
Or add another official.
Oh,
I don't
please.
care if the game goes
Please, they got
longer.
too many officials as it is.
Wait,
Not gonna
listen
make a
though.
difference.
I don't care if the game goes
Up in the booth.
longer. But I don't care, because if the game goes longer and they get the calls right, it's a better product on the field.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, but I think adding another official might not do it. They got to do what we always talk about: have an official in the booth who buzzes
That's what I
down.
want. Add one. Add it in the booth.
That's the one you add. Yep. Okay.
And then he's got to have the ball
Agreed.
to answer down to the field. Say, hey, we got to look at this.
Agreed.
I'm not so
Agreed.
sure that this is the call in the field.
Yep.
But you know what? But by doing that, then one of their own second guesses one of their own, and from there, it offers problems. It's just like a family problem. When your family problem somehow gets out to the street or whatever, you're like, what are you doing? It's like we handle our own from inside.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Well,
They've got to figure this out, though.
They have the tech. And like we were talking about the first down, have the technology so they can put the ball where it's supposed to go. That's part of it too. Having somebody up in the booth, and that's part of it too. If somebody's up in the booth and they see where that ball stopped. They can do it real
Exactly.
quick and say, okay, hey, guys, it's on the 29.5-yard line. The nose of the ball is right on the 20. Then that's where they put it. You know what I mean? Let's face it. These guys, refs are running around the field, and these players are bunched up in a scrum. Where the hell's the ball? I don't know. They can't see
exactly.
the freaking
And
ball.
you know why I say this? But you know why I say this to you guys? Because 136 million people watched this football game.
And
Yeah.
bet and gambled on it.
Yep.
Everybody,
That's
every single
where I'm
one,
going next.
every single one gambled on it.
1.45 billion with a B.
Estimated it's probably
legally,
higher. Legally, right? Legally.
That's just legally.
Oh, double that or triple that, maybe.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's
Yep.
crazy. But yeah,
How crazy that is.
no, I mean, I see. You know what? I just want to mention about how I was listening to Howard Stern, and they were playing a lot of the Philly fans after they won. Oh, man, Philly fans are whacked out of
they are.
mind. And Zee Man, have you ever gone to a game in Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you know. I went years ago.
I'll never wear my gear again.
Hell no. I don't think
wear
I'll go
my
to
gear.
Yeah.
There's two places,
No way.
Joe, I'll never wear my gear.
Yep.
Philly or Boston.
Oh no, Boston.
Game.
Boston. I went there for the Jets against the Patriots. Went for the Yankees against the Red Sox. Boston fans are they're first of all they're not
out of their minds.
They're out of their minds, but they're not nuts. I think Philly fans are absolutely nuts. Like there's something wrong with them. Like they got a mental problem.
Yep.
Boston fans, okay. I mean, I've had Boston fans come with me to watch games in Yankee Stadium. I went up to Fenway. Same with the Jets and the Patriots. Never, ever a problem. I mean, it was never an issue. But Philly, that's a whole nother ball game.
Did you guys, do you see who the favorite is for next year already?
Oh, who is it already?
It's the Eagles and the Chiefs, followed by the Ravens
and then Buffalo.
The Ravens, nope. The
Who?
Lions, then the Bills.
Oh, okay, all right, Lions. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, well, whatever. I mean, we'll see. One thing about the NFL, it is hard to repeat. I mean, three-peat is, in the Super Bowl era. It's
just crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
but
listen.
I agree with you. And like Jake. So when you watch the game, did you have like a watch party with the basketball team, or just hung out with your buddies?
No. Unfortunately, no. I hung out. I laid low and watched, and good thing.
Okay. Yeah, it's like, and I think even that's kind of changing.
Yeah.
Where more people are just like kind of laying low, like the house party. Like Joe, you went to a house party,
Yeah,
right?
I went to Rich Pacelli has a big party. I missed it last year because I got the flu. We were talking about the flu. Last year I got the flu and I missed the party, and Rich kept texting me all the food he made, and I was like, I was dying. And this year I said, Rich, there's no way I'm missing your party this year. I don't care, hell or high water, I'm going there. And it was great, but the game sucked. Which is like I said, I don't even give a shit about the game. But
How was the party though?
Party was great. He had like about 50, 60 people there.
You know
You
what?
should see his house.
He's like the poor man's Donald Trump.
Yeah,
He is. Pacelli's awesome, man.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure like this was like over the top.
Yeah, and his brother came up from Florida, who's a chef. He's a retared chef.
You're kidding me.
He cooked all these ribs and all this meatballs. He made meatballs that were like, forget it. And then obviously everything else on top, and then the desserts, and so it was. I mean, forget it. I ate so much too. I was like, I got home and I was like, I couldn't even move. But it was, it was a good party, and we had a great time because we hung out and got to see the guys. So that was a lot of fun, and we got to jam a little bit. So we were banging around the guitars, and it was a lot of fun. So we had a good
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome,
that's cool.
man.
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome.
Yep.
Sounds like good. And now, you know what? It's funny because now we're on to like next year already.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Well, I don't even want. I'm done with NFL for now until, like I said, until we talk about the draft coming up in April. Let's switch gears a little bit to college hoops.
Oh, wait. One last thing I forgot.
Go ahead.
What do you think about your man Aaron Rodgers not coming back to the Jets?
Don't really matter. Doesn't really
Okay.
matter. I don't have any really. I mean, if he would have stayed, fine. If he didn't, fine. I mean, the Jets are such a disaster. I don't even want to even think about the Jets almost until maybe 2 or 3 games into the season and see it maybe if they can win one. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. It's like it's such a joke that I don't even want to even think about it.
And at this point,
yeah,
at this point, right?
At this point, it's like, who knows what the hell the Jets are going to do? Nobody knows. So I don't even want to go there. But anyway,
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to St. John's beating UConn the other night.
Yep.
Let me tell you something. They were down, I think 13 or 14 in the first half, and I'm watching it, and I'm going to myself. I'm going, they're not going to beat UConn. Not at UConn. UConn's up 4. Sure enough, they came back. They were just playing smothering defense, rebounds. They can't shoot worth the shit. So I'm saying to myself, they're not going to score a lot of points. So I can't imagine them, But sure enough, they basically they slowed UConn almost down to a halt. I mean, they were like, getting every loose ball, every rebound, and they won by 9 points. I think
You're right, though. They can't shoot.
They can't shoot with their shit.
I'll tell you what's great, though. For the first time in 25 years or more?
Yes.
They're in the top 10.
And the first time since 86, they had 20 wins. Now they're in the top 10. And
they're in the top 10. They're 9 this week.
Yeah. Is it 20? I think it's more than that, Zee Man.
You're probably right.
I think it's like 30 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Kidding me? Because 86 was the last time they won 20 or more games.
But I mean, Pitino's the right guy for the job.
Oh, he's perfect.
Play tremendous defense.
He's perfect.
They're just rabid.
Jake, what do you think about Pitino and our buddy Masiello next to him? He's on.
I know. It kind of pains me to see them doing so well. It's not like I've been following them all too much, but I know they've been doing well. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I like this. It's good to see. I saw Mike Maloney was on behind the bench. So I saw him, and so I was pointing him out to your mother. I'm like, there's Mike.
Who's that, Joe?
He's one of the players that he's actually related to Masiello. He was the one who got
Masiello, the guy from
Manhattan College. He was
your son's coach.
Yeah, so he
worked there for St. John's now.
Yep, he's assistant coach, and
he's a psycho, man.
Yeah, he's
that guy's a psycho.
But here's the thing: he's a good recruiter. And when he was at Kentucky with Pitino, he was a recruiter there. And supposedly that's his deal. Now, I guess he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, so you got to give him some props. 10. Yeah, they're top 10. I mean, Pitino. But anyway, he's the first assistant, and I guess it's Mike's. I don't know, Mike's related to him some way. But anyway, his son went to Iona Prep with Tom, my son, and they played at Manhattan College together. And Mike, his dad, was the one who told Steve Masiello that, you got to take this kid, Tom Cap, and then he gave them. Yeah. So I will always have a warm spot in my heart for Steve Masiello. He gave my son a full scholarship 4 years, and he played all 4 years. He was captain his senior year. So, I mean, what else do you want? You know what I'm saying? Listen.
Your son was a hustler, man.
Yeah, you saw the games. You were at the games.
Every time they came to Albany, man, I was there.
Yep.
I missed one game in 4 years.
Yep. So I'm giving props to that St. John's. The other team I'm a little bummed about is Kansas. They lost to Kansas State. Good. Yeah, they just don't have it this year. And I see and Freddie Q is on the bench over there, and for Kansas. So I always root for Kansas. But what's going on? You got 3 or 4 teams at the top: Alabama, Auburn, all these football schools, all the SEC football schools, Florida.
Did you think
Florida was good.
Top 5 teams? The top 5 teams this week are Auburn, Alabama, Florida, Duke, and
Duke.
Tennessee.
Yep, exactly.
That's 4 of the top 5 teams are from the SEC.
And Duke, as well as they're playing, Cooper Flagg is the whole team. That kid is tremendous. What do you think about Cooper Flagg, Jake?
I think I have to agree. He is tremendous. I think he's going to go number 1. This upcoming draft.
I wonder if he's going to
come out. I
agree
with you, Jake. That's a good take. I definitely agree with you.
Do you think he should come out this year or wait a year?
Oh, if I were him, I would say why not come out this
Yeah.
year? He's already got all the hype.
I know, but NBA, if he waits one more year, gets a little bit more season, he's a kid. He's 17 years old. Zee
All
Man,
right, so
you
let
know
me
he's
ask you a
17?
question.
Did he turn
Here,
18?
I'll ask Jake. Jake, I'll ask you the question because I agree with you, Jake. I think he should come out.
He's
All right,
17.
Wait, hang on. What's the difference? All right. If he's ready for the NBA now, where would you rather have him hone his craft? Against the best players in the world, or stay another year in college with the possibility of like I'm knocking on wood,
Right.
like getting hurt. I would rather have him if he's that good, and like Jake said, he should come out and probably be the number 1 pick. So let him learn against professionals because that's going to be. But Joe, that's going to be his job for the next 10, hopefully 15 years.
I would just hate to see him go to a shitty team. I'd love to see him go to Charlotte. That'd be
awesome.
ideal. I mean, Charlotte would be the team. He would be this is when the NBA has got to kind of, pull some strings, and put him on Charlotte. You know what I mean? Because
he's from
just
Maine,
like they did for Wendy.
Yeah, he's actually from
the Celtics?
Well, listen, he's not from this area. He's from, I think, where's he from, Jake? Is he from the Northwest?
Maine.
Oh, Maine.
Yeah, he's from Maine.
He's from Maine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So, yeah, go figure. So, if he's on because he's at Duke, from Duke, being on Charlotte would be great. But I guess anywhere in the Northeast, like you said, the Celtics. Are you kidding me? But I don't want to see him go to the freaking Celtics. Oh, by the way, all right, let's change gears a little bit to the NBA. The Celtics kicked the Knicks' ass last Saturday night, which kind of bummed me out.
Because they're better.
Right, but
Exactly.
Now I'm going to compare. I'm going to make a quick comparison, and Jake, I want you to weigh in. The Knicks have 2 All-Stars, like we were talking about in Jalen and Cat, right? And Celtics, Jalen Brown and what the hell's his name? I'm having
Jason Tatum.
Tatum. Him and those 2 guys are the best players. Pretty much better than any 2 other players, let's say in the Eastern Conference. All right? Name 2 other players. Because Donovan on Cleveland is their best player. And Donovan could be better than better than here, but they don't have a second guy.
You don't think they have that second guy?
No, I don't. They have a very good team, though. Who's the second guy in Cleveland?
Okay.
Who?
I think Evan Mobley.
No,
Darius Garland.
No, those guys are not as good as
Darius Garland's an all-star.
Or Brown or Jalen Brunson or Cat. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what
maybe not.
Right. So now the Knicks, how are the Knicks going to beat the Celtics? The Knicks got to play their ass off, obviously, and the Celtics got to be a little bit off. They were on fire, and Tatum looked like the best player in the NBA. He was hitting. He could have threw up a shot from the parking lot, and it's going in. It was ridiculous. What do you have, 40-something that night, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah, 40-something.
40.
Yeah,
I mean,
41.
come on. So if he's going to play like that, they're in trouble because Jalen Brown's going to do what he's going to do. And they had that big white dude coming off the bench. What's his name?
Cornette.
He was killing them. And Cat, you could tell Cat was hurt. He was not 100%. So what are you going to
do? Jake, the Celtics are far more physical than the Knicks. Agree?
They're better.
I agree.
They're a better team.
Yeah.
They are.
And that's what I'm saying. The NBA now is going to start becoming a physical basketball league because now you're in the second half, and now we're talking about playoff positioning.
Well,
and the Knicks are lacking a big physical presence.
And listen, they got to get Mitchell Robinson back. They have to, and they're praying to get him back. And they didn't have OG. They get him back. So if they're 100% and Celtics 100%, okay, maybe they could take them to 6-7 games. I don't think they're going to beat them in 7 games. But if they're both 100%, let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, forget about physicality, Zee Man. With the Celtics, they can hurt you from downtown.
Yep, I agree.
So
until somebody beats them, man, they're still the champions. And I am not a Celtic fan. I too root for the Knicks. But the Celtics are clearly better than the Knicks. I'll argue that with anybody.
Well,
they are. They're just better.
I'm not going to argue that either. I think the Celtics, right now you could say they're the best team in the NBA, but there are other teams lurking. OKC for one, and on the West, in the West. And I don't think
Yeah,
anybody in the East.
the NBA is going to be great. Jake, what
Oh,
do
I
you think
think
of
so,
the
too.
trade deadline?
Yeah, what a week, man. That was a wild trade deadline. With so many big NBA stars moving.
Well,
I mean, it was
what
crazy.
what do you think is other than the Doncic and the
The Doncic.
Davis trade? What were the other trades that intrigued you? Thought they were good, bad? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Well, let's think. You got Brandon Ingram from New Orleans. He went to Toronto. I don't think that doesn't move too much.
Doesn't
for
move
me.
the needle,
Toronto
but helps Toronto. And Ingram is a nice player. Yep.
Yeah, how about another one I thought of was DeAndre Hunter going to Cleveland.
That was a big trade. Good call, Jake.
That's a
Yeah,
good
That was
call.
a major trade.
That's
Yep,
a
he's
good
good.
call. He's a nice player. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree. Now, he could add a lot to Cleveland. I think you're right. I think that's going to be could be that wild card because I've seen him play,
Good.
and he's a good player. Yeah,
I'll chime in with one that
Go
was
ahead.
good that went under the radar with the Bucks getting Kyle Kuzma from the Wizard.
yep.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the other
that's
one.
right.
Yep.
That changes the complex. Like Chris Middleton can't stay on the floor,
No, he's another one you
So-
just can't make. Yeah.
so now you got a physical presence and a guy that can wing, score, and defend. And you saw it Sunday on Super Bowl Sunday. That was the NBA game. They always have an NBA game
Yep,
before
yep.
the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw the Bucks. The Bucks were without the Greek freak Antetokounmpo, and they still dominated the 76ers.
Yeah, well, Sixers, I guess what they're saying, rumbling, is that Embiid is hurt and he needs surgery again. So the Sixers might be.
He's a bum.
Yeah, they might be done. They might be done. And if if Embiid turns out to be, one of those players who just can't stay on a court, he's injury prone because he is great. He played great against the Knicks when he was hurt. He played great again. So, but I think that they're not going anywhere without him being 100% healthy. They're just not. And so you almost got to eliminate them from any kind of mix.
So you don't think at least being on the court with Embiid?
No, I think him being on the court helps, but he's got to be more than just 70, 80%.
And I'll give you another one, man, that I watched last night on NBA TV. How about Jimmy Butler to Golden State? That's a big trade.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be. I think Butler is out to prove everybody. Look at me. I'm in Golden State now. I was watching PTI and they were talking about it. They don't have any size though. They just don't have enough size, and they're a good team, and they could score some points. But in the long run,
that's
they
it,
need
Joe.
size.
I think they can out. I think
Same with
they're
the
one of
Lakers.
the better offensive teams.
Yeah.
They can score the basketball.
Yeah, I mean the Lakers look good too, but same thing. They don't have the size now. They losing Anthony Davis, they lost their presence in the middle.
How about he got hurt now? He's out again.
He's
And how about did you guys see in Dallas where they played Sacramento? Sacramento, I think.
Right.
And fans were going berserk. They were getting thrown out of the stadium. Arena.
I heard that.
So,
listen, they're crazy. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, and that brings up another trade is the DeAndre Fox trade, right, Jake?
Yep, good trade.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a good one.
Well, that one was kind of that trade came along because DeAndre Fox's wife is from San Antonio, and I think he was like, you got to trade me to San Antonio. My wife.
But for me, that a good part of that trade, Joe, for me, was the other trade was Zach LaVine.
So I think that might have been the same deal.
Yeah, I think it was a three-way deal or something like that.
Yeah, but for me, for the people in the 518 listening, Kevin Herter, our local guy, who went to school at Shenandoah, he got traded from the Kings. He went to the Bulls. Now he's going to get a chance to play.
Nice.
And he was I think 3 years ago, maybe for 2 or 3 years, he was in the 3-point All-Star shooting contest. The kid's a good player, and now he's going to get a chance to play.
Nice.
Yeah. Maryland. I think he went to Maryland, right?
Yeah, you got it, Jake. Good call.
Oh, see? Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think that it was a kind of a frenzy of the Knicks stood pat, which I was kind of surprised, although, they made a couple of small deals. But I think they're banking on, Mitchell Robinson coming back and being healthy and for the stretch run. OG coming back, being healthy for the stretch run. And you know what? If those guys come back healthy and Cat stays healthy, I think, you take your chances. I don't see, in this situation that they're in right now. I mean, they didn't have to go too crazy. They were talking about trading Mitchell Robinson. I'm like,
I got one other question I want to ask Jake, Joe, because I know we're getting kind of short on time. Jake, what do you think about the new NBA All-Star format?
I don't think I'm not a big fan. After all these years, I kind of just wish they would go back to the classic stick with the Eastern Conference, Western Conference.
Is it USA
simple.
Against the World or whatever the hell?
No.
What is
no,
it?
but
That
they
would
got
be great.
3 teams. Believe it or not, they got 3 teams, and
then the 4th team is the rookies.
Oh,
right.
Is that how? Yeah, see, that's stupid.
The winner of the rookie game, and then it's like the 24 guys that got drafted got split into 3 teams of 8 with Charles Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny Smith as like the coaches.
Okay.
Yeah, those guys got to draft their teams.
All right. Refresh my memory because I'm having another senior moment. Did they have that tournament again in Vegas? Did that happen this year?
Yeah.
That was this year?
From it.
Yeah, the Bucks won.
Oh, that's right. The Bucks won. The Knicks
won.
Lost. Yeah. Oh, that's
There you
another
go.
something that we
You are having a senior moment. You still got the flu?
Yeah, I think I still have the
or
flu.
what do you got? What do you got?
The swine
Tuesday
flu.
Morning. You got the Tuesday morning flu.
I got the bird flu from the Eagles.
No, you got the Tuesday morning flu from the Pacelli party.
Yes. Oh yeah, believe me, I got the Pacelli flu befinitely. A couple of things before we go. Today was 35 years ago. Buster Douglas beat the shit out of Tyson. And I want to bring that up because I'll never forget that night. We were hanging around, nothing was going on. It was like tonight, like Super Bowl was over. So a friend of mine, Eric D, goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting a fight tonight." So we're like, all right, let's get, because it was on pay-per-view, the whole works. So we're like, yeah, get the fight. What the hell? Nothing else on. And we were not even thinking, anything. We're thinking it's going to be probably a knockout in the second round. Buster Douglas is going to get his ass kicked. And we all were just like, what the when Buster Douglas came out and started pounding Tyson and knocked him down, we couldn't believe it. We could not believe it. Because Tyson's fights were 1-2 rounds blowout. I mean, you remember, Z.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy, man.
And that was, it was like one of those 30.
Mike Tyson was a 5-1-8er, Joe.
Yep. Yeah, 5-1-8er. Oh, yeah, Catskill, because that's where he trained and everything. Absolutely.
Yep.
And so I just wanted to bring that up. I thought, I mean, that was one of those sports moments that will remain in my brain, like that, like not like the All-Star, not like that midseason tournament, NBA midseason tournament will. But I just had to bring that up. And then we got the 4-team NHL tournament starting, which I don't know.
I'm interested.
All right. That sounds
I'm
good.
interested because now it's about the countries. And especially in hockey,
cool.
Especially in hockey, they treat this like gold.
Yeah, well, it's almost like a World Cup kind of thing, kind of feel. Yep. I like that too. That should be kind of cool. I mean, and then you got, like we just talked about, the NBA All-Star game, which I won't even, it won't even, click in my head, just, like this. So I don't even know what to think about that. But anything else, Jake, you want to mention before we head out?
Nope. Yeah, I think that's it. We covered all our bases there.
Yeah, we're going to be back in a couple of weeks because next weekend I'm going to be heading up to your way, Jake. I'm going to check out you guys. Is it your last home game or one of your last home games?
Well, yeah, next weekend I believe is our final.
Yeah, so me and Mom are coming up for that, and then we'll be then it'll be the tournament, and hope it better not snow though. Oh boy. But anyway.
Will you relax?
Yeah, I know. Z Man, what else you got before we go?
I just want to say good luck to Dan the Turtle Brisson and Jeff the Hammer Brumali and Tony the Mustache Iglesias as they trek to spring training.
Are they heading down?
And catchers today, buddy.
Are they heading down?
No, I just thought they, throw them a baseball shout out.
How about the Seinfeld episode when they do the fantasy camp and Kramer went to the Yankees?
Kramer gets thrown out, yep.
That's awesome.
That would be Brisson.
Have you ever went to spring training?
I've never been to spring training. No.
I believe it or not, I went down to Met spring training. Good friend of mine, Jim Matty, he was a big Met fan, big Red Sox. He lives up in North Attleboro, Massachusetts now. And for his, I don't know if it was 50th or whatever, we all went down. We played some golf, and we went to a couple of the minor league games, Met minor league games. It was great. I met Jose Reyes, shook his hand. We were talking to him. And we also met, at the time, Chris Capuano, who was on the Mets. I got to meet him.
The pitcher.
The pitcher. I was talking to him.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. I got to meet him and talk to him about our heritage. So I told him, I said, we might be related. And I was, kind of giving him kind of like that Capuano tree that's like a big weed. So
and he was probably like, "Hey, I got to go get training."
Yeah, exactly. No, he couldn't be nicer. He was super. And then
Awesome.
we had a great time, and it's beautiful Florida in the spring. Watching baseball is awesome. And when we get back, we'll be talking about who are the final signees, who's going to play third base for the Yanks.
We got to get our executive producer on one of these days, Mo Lapine.
Yeah, we'll talk about what the Mets lineup's going to look like now that they got Alonso and he's going to be in there, and which thank God they did. And I'm not even a Met fan, but I like the Mets.
I'm glad they did too.
I'm glad they did. They needed him because it would have been a huge mistake. Now, if they want to go after Vladimir next year, I would.
Well, that's their business.
That's their business, and you know what? Go for it. Get them. But the Yanks might be doing it too.
Boys.
Yeah, the Yanks are talking about getting them. So, all right, guys. Anything else before we go?
I'm good.
All right.
Yeah,
Don't forget, we got. If you want to send us an email, what's our email, Zee Man?
It's offthechest84@yahoo.com.
Yeah, send us an email. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to hear more of. And we're also looking for rants of the week. If you want to be a special guest, whatever. If you want to talk about something, let us know. We'll get you on the show.
Good to have you back, Jake.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Jake, welcome back. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks, everybody, on Off the Chest.